Okay, hello, everyone. Welcome to our weekly live Wednesday night live training in the Authority on LinkedIn Facebook group. Hello, Vera. Thank you for joining us tonight. I am pleased to have you here tonight in tonight's training session. For those of you who have just joined us, this is if this is the first time you're joining us, right? Just for the benefit of the newbies, we typically go live in this Facebook group every Wednesday night at 8 p.m. But because this month is the Ramadan month, and I'm also fasting, right? So what we do for this, just for the Ramadan month, we are moving the training that we usually do every night to a different time slot. Tonight we are doing it at 8:45. But I'm also testing this. Maybe perhaps in the next few weeks, I'll be doing it at a different time instead, rather than the normal typical night session that we do on Wednesday, right? So welcome. Thank you for joining us, Vera. I'm pleased that you're here with us in this live training session. For the benefit of those who are just joining us for the first time, if this is the first time that you're joining us in this live training, welcome. Thank you for being here. We typically, what we do here is that every Wednesday night, we kind of like run a live training session that focuses on how you can build your authority and build your influence on the LinkedIn platform so that you'll be able to generate more leads and sales for your business. So this Facebook group is actually designed specifically for entrepreneurs who want to build their reputation, who wants to build their authority online, especially on the LinkedIn platform, right? And in tonight's session, we are going to be focusing on how you can actually build a LinkedIn funnel, okay? This is something that a lot of the things that we're going to be covering tonight in our live training session is something that we do in our normal training session with our students as well. And a lot of things that we're going to be covering tonight is just like a small piece of the actual thing that we teach in our training program, right? But I'm going to make sure that whatever they're going to be learning from tonight's session is going to be something that you can apply. It's something that you can actually use in your own strategy when you are trying to convert those leads that you have on LinkedIn, right? So yeah, give us some love, give us some like, right? The more people giving us some response to tonight's session, the more people will be viewing us. It gives me some energy, gives me some motivation to also continue to start talking in this free training. Kausalya, thank you for being here. I saw your love and like. Okay, thank you for being here. All right. If you are watching a live session of this, help me by just putting hashtag live in the comment. And in case if you are watching a replay of this later on, just type hashtag replay in the comments so that I know that there are people who's also watching the replay version of this, right? So welcome to tonight's session. Tonight's session, what we're going to be doing is that I'm going to be talking about funnel. Yeah. And I think this is a very important topic, especially for those of you who really want to become like really serious in acquiring clients on LinkedIn. Yeah. Because I think funnel is something that is a very interesting topic to talk about. In our 14 weeks program, I emphasize a lot on building a sustainable funnel for our students, and we teach a lot of funnels with our students. Tonight, what we're going to do is I'm going to give you guys like some examples of funnels, some of the organic funnels that's available on LinkedIn that you guys can actually immediately use so that you'll be able to generate more leads and sales for your businesses. Yeah, so tonight we are going to be spending some time to understand a little bit more about funnel, right? I prepared some presentation slides, and guys, let me know in the comment if you guys want to have a copy of the slides. Just type in copy in the comment, and then after that, what I'm going to do is that maybe by tomorrow, I'm just going to be sending you guys a copy of the slides. Yeah. So yeah, let's talk about funnel. Funnel, what is it? Okay. This is usually in our 14 weeks program, right? This topic is like in the later module of our training program, because a lot of the times what we do in the beginning part of our module, we teach a lot of the foundation aspect in terms of how you can actually build your authority on LinkedIn. We talk about building out your profile. We talk about content. We talk about how to connect with people. Yeah. This topic is actually a topic where we can actually see if you implement this carefully, you will be able to generate a lot of leads and sales for your business. Okay. So what is a funnel? Basically, a funnel, in the easiest way for me to explain this will be this. Yeah. How do I do this? Okay. I give you one example. you already have your LinkedIn profile being set up. You already been connecting with people on a daily basis. You've been creating content almost consistently on a weekly basis to get people to start to see you, to start to notice you, right? You've been engaging on DM, you've been commenting on people, right? So you've done all of that, yeah. But the question right now is, with all of those activity that you do, the question right now is, how do you actually get all of these people that you've been connecting with, all of these people that you've been engaging with, to sit down on a meeting with you? Okay. Um, most of the time, your connections on LinkedIn is at a certain point of their buyer's journey. Yeah. They are aware that you exist. They are aware that you're basically selling some product and services, right? They are at that point. But for a lot of us, we don't have like a specific strategy or an action plan that can direct all of these clients and connections that could put it, all of these connections that we have on LinkedIn, and to move them from a connection into a meeting. And by the time they attended the meeting, we will have a higher chances to convert them to become a client, right? So a funnel is basically a journey, right? Funneling your people from point A to point B. And there are a lot of funnels that you can create in the marketing world, right? In different platforms, there are so many different approach and method that you guys can apply, so that you'll be able to move your client step by step from point A to point B, right? So this topic, when we talk about funnel, I can talk about this for days, because there are just so many different type of funnels out there, and it can be very overwhelming for those who are just starting. Yeah. So basically, when you are a funnel strategist, or if you are a funnel creator, what you are doing is that you are creating a vehicle to move your client from point A to point B, right? And there are different stages for your clients when it comes to their buying journey. Okay. Some clients are aware about your existence. Some clients are not aware about your existence. Some clients have seen some of your content. Some clients have not seen your content, right? There are also clients that have been engaging and talking to you. So all of these people that you're connecting on LinkedIn are at different stage. The question right now is, how do you move them from one point to the other point to the other point, right? You cannot just go to someone and say, hey, can you just buy my product, right? That's not going to work. Uh, it violates, in a way, it violates the human nature of buying, because I'm just going to give you like one simple example. Yeah? If somebody comes to you, right, a man and a woman, right? A man is attracted to the woman, and then they wanted to ask the woman out on a date. You go to this woman, right, this girl, you have no idea who she is, she has no idea who you are, and then you immediately go to her and say, hey, would you like to go out with me for dinner? Man, you're gonna get like some form of rejections from the person, because it's not something that just could, you cannot just go to someone and say, hey, come, just go out with me, right? It has to go through like different stages. You need to build the trust first, and then after that you need to nurture that trust, and then after that what you need to do is that you need to kind of like find out about the person first, and then only you can ask the person and say, hey, would you like to go out with me for a dinner? Let's go for a date. You cannot ask someone to marry you on the first encounter. Same goes with sales. Same things when it comes to approaching someone. You cannot just go to someone and say, hey, you know what? I have a product for you. Would you like to buy the product for me right now? Yeah. So this is where the funnel comes in. The funnel process is a step-by-step process that move your, in a way, it's a method that gets your client from point A to point B. From being cold to being comfortable with you, to want to check you out, and then to want to have a conversation with you. And once they want to have a conversation with you, then after that, what you can do is that you can actually offer them the product and services that you have. So that's what the funnel strategies do. Yeah. And basically, a funnel, a marketing funnel, there are many variations on name for it. Some people call it sales funnel. Some people call it conversion funnel. It's a very interesting, for me, it's an interesting topic to learn about, because I've seen so many different type of funnel out there. And a lot of this funnel that I see out there is just amazing and brilliant. I love to create funnel, because I think funnel is something that it's interesting, because it combines the nature of human behavior. It combines the nature of sales psychology. It combines the nature of a lot of things, right? So I'm an avid fan of creating funnel. Yeah. So basically, a funnel is a framework that you use to illustrate the step that's required for your clients to go from having an initial awareness about your product and services into slowly making the purchases or taking the desired action, right? So a lot of businesses today, what they do is that they will test out different type of funnel so that they will be able to move the clients from point A to point B. Are you guys getting this so far? Let me know in the comment. You guys, I hope that you guys understand what this is. Yeah. Let me know in the comment if you guys are getting, you guys understand this so far. Yeah. You guys learning something so far? Okay. So good. So tonight, what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you guys like some variety, so the different type of funnels that you guys can create on LinkedIn. Okay. And for me, funnel, how many stages of funnel are there in total? I know there are many variation of stages out there. There's this what the most popular one is AIDA, awareness, interest, desired, action, right? But for me, I kind of like this model, the 5 basic stages of funnel. Basically, here is similar to AIDA, but it is a little bit different. Okay. The first part, the top part of the funnel, okay, some people call it tofu, the top of the funnel. For me, is the awareness part, where what you do is that you're engaging in activity that basically get your potential lead to be aware about your product and services. Okay. The awareness part is also the place when you want to get your potential prospect or your potential client to get to know your brand better. Yeah. So how do you do this? There are many ways on how people do this out there, from doing SEO, right? Creating websites, right? Posting content on social media, right? All of those are considered as activity that you do to generate awareness about your product, about your services, about your personality, about your brand, right? About your company. Yeah. So the most top part of your funnel is always anything to do with activity that has to do with building up awareness for your clients and also your customer. Okay. Once people are clear, okay, they are a little bit more aware about your brand, the second part of the funnel is to get your leads to see that your business could become a good fit for them, right? This stage is what we call the consideration stage. So what usually happen in the consideration stage is where your client will start to see and experience or realize that, hey, you know what? There's something unique and different about your brand, your product and services. I want to consider you. I want to take a look into what you have, right? Basically, for the client, the consideration stage is where they are doing their window shopping. Okay, they will go into your product and services and say, you know what? This looks interesting. I think I would like to get to know you more, right? So as a marketer, as a salesperson, what are some of the activity that you can use or do to increase the level of interest so that they would want to consider your product and services? So like for me, for example, one of the things that I do is like I do webinars, right? I run live training like this live training. This what I'm doing right now. This is what I call the consideration stage of the funnel. Okay, I'm doing webinars. I'm giving away like lead magnets. I'm giving away ebooks, giving some samples of my products. Okay, free trials. Yeah. If you notice nowadays, if you wanted to purchase certain product online, they will give you like a 3-day, 7-day trials to the product, and then after that you have to pay for it. That is activity that we use to get people to consider the product and services, right? Giving them like a taste of what you can offer, right? So that's what the consideration stage is about, right? The third part of the funnel is what we call action. Okay, action is basically the customer finally, after being convinced with what you have, would want to take action, right? So that they would either purchase your product, they come to you and ask about your product, right? They sign up for your services, okay? They want to know more about your product. They are engaged in a meeting with you. So all of those are the things that we do for action. So the question for right now, if you are a salesperson or a marketer, how do you get people to want to take that action, right? So this is something that we need to consider when we are creating a funnel for our LinkedIn strategy. Okay. So once they have taken action and they have purchase, right? What I noticed for a lot of marketers out there, a lot of people, the newbies, they only stop at this 3 level: awareness, consideration, and action. But if you really want to make sure that your client stays with you for a long period of time, you want to make sure that there's some form of engagement that still continue even after they've purchased your product and services. Why? Because, guys, to get a customer is very difficult. Your leads is very valuable. Once you have gotten your customer and you've already gotten your clients with you, right? You need to start thinking and figuring out strategies that you guys can use in order to retain the customer to stay with you for a longer period of time. Yeah. Don't just sell, but think about strategy that you can use to nurture the customer so they want to stay with you and buy more from your product and services. So you need to engage in order for you to be able to do that, right? So what are some of the activities that you can do to get your clients to want to stay with you? Like for us in POPCON, for example, what we do is that we created a lot of activities and program where we get our students and also our clients to come together and network and connect. So it's not just about them buying a product and services, but it's about them feeling the sense of being part of a community, right? So that is something that we do in POPCON, getting our clients and our students to be engaged in activity so that they will see value in staying with us. But if you guys are a financial planner, if you guys are insurance agent, right? You are trainers and coaches. Think about that. What are some of the activities that you can do so that even though after a product has already been purchased, people have already purchased your product, they want more from you, right? So it's not just a one-off and then after that, gone, okay? Then you have to go to the cycle again, okay? So remember, it's not just about getting new clients, but how do you actually retain the clients that have already purchased the product from you, yeah? Engagement, very important. And the last part is the advocate. Advocate, what is advocate? What is advocate? It's in a way, this is where loyalty comes in, guys. We need to start thinking about strategies that can help our clients, our audience, our customer to want to start to recommend us to other people. If your clients are talking about you online, right, and your clients are basically promoting you online, that tells a lot about your marketing campaign, guys. That means your marketing campaign, your sales acquisition, your whole entire client acquisition journey is a very, very solid product, because your client, not only they are very happy with your product and services, they are now advocating your product and start talking about your product in social media. They are talking about you. They are like going to their friends and say, hey, you know what? I purchased this product from this person. I purchased a product from Kausalya. This woman, she is one good person that you want to connect with, right? She talks about you, okay? So guys, yeah, that's something that you guys want to think about. Don't just think about getting the client to buy, and then after they buy, and then after that, you forgot about it. So a great marketing funnel is a funnel that goes beyond just purchasing the product. You need to start looking into strategies that can get your clients to stay with you, okay? So if you take a look at all of this funnel, yeah, and if you want to start putting this funnel into your own LinkedIn strategy, what are the goal for each of this funnel, right? So one of the things that I do when it comes to awareness, they are one of the most fundamental thing that I always want to look into when I create an awareness program in my LinkedIn funnel is to look into activity that can get people to notice me. Okay, so guys, think about it for a while. Okay, if you guys have a product and services, let me know in the comment there. What are some of the activities that you guys can use so that people will start to be aware about your product, about your personality, about your brand? Okay. One of the most simplest activity that you can do on LinkedIn is creating content, right? A more advanced marketer, they will start to look into, okay, I'm not just going to talk about LinkedIn, we're just going to go beyond that, okay? Some of the other activity they can do, creating a website and generating traffic to go to the website. That is an activity that we can use to create awareness. Paying for ads, right? You create like ads on Facebook, and then after that, get people to see those ads. Those are activity that you do in the awareness stage, right? Doing SEO with Google's, yeah, Google SEO. Those are activities that you use to create awareness about your product and services. Creating a Google business page, that is an activity that you do for creating awareness, right? So guys, for you guys, right, when it comes to LinkedIn, what are some of the activities that you can do to create those awareness? Creating an event page, that's an awareness stage. That's an awareness activity. Okay. Creating a company page. Okay. Updating your LinkedIn profile, right, and sharing it to people. Those are activities that you consider as an awareness stage activity, right? So one thing will lead to the other. Okay, one thing will lead to the other. So the goal for awareness is very simple. Ask yourself, what are some of the activities that I can do on LinkedIn or within any of the social media platform that I have out there so that I will get people to notice me? How can I become visible? How do I get people to get to know me? Yeah. Then the second part. So if you are looking into consideration, think about activity that you guys can use or do so that the people that are already aware about my existence would want to come closer to me. Okay. They want to know more. They want to come and say, hey, you know what? I want to check you out. Okay. So Alzan, it's very interesting that you say free webinar. Free webinar is considered as consideration. It's getting them to come closer to you. Awareness usually very far. Okay. They are still very far. They say they are checking you out from far. They say, oh, what's going on here? Okay. I heard of this brand, Popcorn. I want to come closer. Right? You know, I'm stalking you from far away. But when you do free webinar, what happened is that people would want, if they sign up for the webinar, that's them taking a small action to come closer to you, isn't it? So consideration is activity that gets the customer, the client, your prospect, to want to take the initiative, to want to come closer to you. Usually also in consideration is where you nurture the audience also. Like one of the things that we do, how do we nurture our audience? We bring them into our Facebook group. So one of the biggest funnel that we do in Popcorn is that we kind of like combine both LinkedIn and Facebook group together, because we've done a research on this. We've tried out LinkedIn group. Unfortunately, even though I'm an advocate for LinkedIn, LinkedIn group sucks big time. Sorry to say this. But it's the truth for me. For us about Popcorn, we've checked out LinkedIn group. There's a lot of feature in LinkedIn group that we do not like, but Facebook group can actually provide that. Like on Facebook group, for example, I can just go live every day if I want to, right? They have the live feature section that I can use. I can post content. I can nurture leads. I can do a lot more on the Facebook group in comparison to the LinkedIn page. So a lot of the things that we do in Popcorn, when we create a lot of activity on LinkedIn, right, we bring them into the Facebook group. So that's one of our funnel. Okay. So whenever we do email marketing, okay, we bring people in the email marketing to our Facebook group. Whenever we do WhatsApp, we bring it into Facebook group. So Vera is asking, why not LinkedIn? Because the feature on the LinkedIn group is just not as beautiful as Facebook group. We've tried it out. We tested out, right? So there are many ways on how to do this. Some people, when it comes to nurturing their people, they use Discord. Some people use Discord. Some people use Slack, right? So even Discord and Slack nowadays is now being considered as a good platform for you to build community. So for us, what we wanted to do is I want to bring people into a platform where we can build community. Yeah. So that's the reason why we do it in LinkedIn, in Facebook group, Vera. This kind of like explain how we I kind of like explain how our funnel work. Yeah. So whenever we do posting on Facebook, on LinkedIn, or wherever because now we are not just doing on LinkedIn, we are doing a lot of multi-channel as well, multi-platform. So one of the main platform that we want to bring people to is the Facebook group. Yeah. But you don't have to do that. Yeah. Some people, what they do is that they will bring people to their website. Okay. Some people bring people to the website. Some people get people to subscribe to their newsletter. So it's all about planning things out, right? Where do I want to bring the client from? Point A to point B, point C, point D. This is something that we do with our students. So a lot of times when we sit down with our student, we will we will talk to them and say, okay, you know what? Now that you have your presence on LinkedIn, let's talk about building up your funnel. How do you generate and bring traffic from your current connection right now and slowly bring them in such a way that you can nurture them and also slowly bring them into that meeting so that you can close them, right? So in a way, when you're creating a link, when you're creating a funnel, we need to map things out. I will show you guys some example later. Yeah, Evelyn, keep up the good work. Thank you, Evelyn. Thank you. Right. So the second part is consideration. The third part of the funnel, action. So when you do action, what do you do? Okay. The action is where you want to get your clients and customer to make their decision to purchase to become easier, right? So the question you want to ask, your goal, right, whenever you're creating a funnel in regards to action, is to ask yourself, how do I get them to want to buy the product from me? Okay, like for us, sometimes from time to time we do like promo, we do promotional posts, yeah. We run special workshops to get people to come in. Okay, we do discovery calls, we do strategy call, right? We do the air assessment. So there's a lot of ways on how you can actually get people to take action, and so that they can make that purchase. So this is also part of the funnel activity that you guys need to start looking into when you want to build your funnel. Yeah. Then on the engagement part, this is where you need to start thinking about, hey, how do I get them to stay? How do I get them to purchase product? The most easiest example I can give to you guys is when you go to McDonald's, right? Last time, they will always ask this: would you like to add fries to that? Whenever you buy a burger, okay, would you like to add fries to that? That is you upselling the product. So upselling a product could also be considered as activity that can engage clients so that they want to buy more from you. Okay. And finally, is activity that has to do with advocating. The question that you need to ask is, how do I get the clients to continuously want to talk about you, right? So that they can become your marketing arm. They are advocating you, right? So these are just some of the things that you guys need to start looking into when you want to create a funnel for your business, right? It can be a very simple task to create a funnel. Funnel can also be very complicated, okay? If you put like too many tools into it, it can be very complicated as well. And for a lot of people, when they're just starting on the journey, I always tell all our students, don't complicate the process of creating funnel. The simplest funnel sometimes work really, really well, right? For a start, always go with the simple one first. So let's take a look at some examples of funnel, okay? And I think you guys have seen some of these funnels before, you know? This is an example of number one. So a lot of times you see a cold prospect, they are scrolling through Facebook, and then suddenly they realize, hey, this ad looks interesting, and then they click on the ad, and then they saw my face. Okay, in that ad, maybe perhaps what I did was that I promoted my latest ebook for people to download, right? And then people click on it, they will go into a page, right? That is called the lead magnet opt-in, right? So what is a lead magnet opt-in? This is where they will need to key in their email address, their phone number, so that I will be able to get those information, and I can use that information as a way for me to nurture them in the future. And then the moment they fill in the details, and after that, the thank you page will come out with a video of me thanking them, right? And telling them that, hey, I've already delivered the ebook to your email, okay? And you can download it from there. Now, this funnel, what I really like about it is that when you look into this funnel, what is the one thing that I got from this? I managed to get the contact detail of the person. And because I got the contact detail of the person, I can now nurture this person so that they will be able to receive updates from me either via email or via WhatsApp. Because permission has already been created. They already key in the details in the email, and also at the same time, they already key in the details of their phone number in the lead magnet opt-in. So this is a method on how we manage to get our prospect email detail, right? And when we have all of this information, I can now further nurture the clients in the future, right? So do you guys see how this funnel works? Okay. Now this is This is one of the funnels that's available out there. In fact, guys, there are hundreds of different type of funnel. Okay, that's why this topic, most of the time, we always tell students, sit down with us. Okay, we'll look into it, we talk about it, so that we start with something that's simple for you. Okay, so this is example number one. So I'm going to show you like another example of a different type of funnels. Okay, now if you notice, sometimes right, when you purchase an online product, right? And I've seen this many times, either on LinkedIn or even on Facebook or even on Instagram, right? Where you will see a post that talks about, hey, just for today, I'm launching a chat GPT marketing guide for companies, for entrepreneurs who wants to learn on how to leverage AI so that they'll be able to use that in their business. Okay. If you like to download this, click on this page now. Have you guys seen those kind of ad before? And then you click on it, it will bring you to a sales page. And then the product usually, right? The first product is always very cheap one, $29. Okay. Because the product is so cheap, you decided, okay, you know what? I'm going to buy it. I'm going to click on it because it's only like $29. 100 plus ringgit only, no problem. I buy it, right? You went to the order page, you put in your email address, you put in your phone number, mobile number, you put in your address, okay? Boom, just by doing that, they already retrieve your contact number and contact detail, right? And the moment you make that purchase, boom, they send another page where they will try to upsell you another product that gives you more detail, right? Okay, just now you bought the product that talks about how to leverage on ChatGPT, right? But this time, what you're going to do is, if you actually buy this product, right, together with this product, I'm going to give you a special discount rate for this. You will be able not only to learn about ChatGPT, but I'm going to give you guys like a whole list of other AI tools that you guys can leverage on, so that you'll be able to effectively do your marketing, right? Oi, got discount leh. Okay lah. Just add another $15. I add lah another $15. Okay. Boom. Then after that, you purchase another one, they will upsell you another one. And then after that, if you still buy it for the second time, then the order confirmation, and then you got the welcome email to the product. Okay. So they can upsell you, or they can even downsell you as well. Okay. So this is just another example of funnel, right? In which at the end of the day, for a lot of beginners, what I always tell beginners, that if you want to do a proper funnel, always sit down with us so that we can craft it out for you and come up with something that is even more specific and something that's effective. So a lot of people, what they do, they just come in and hentam do, right? Where at the end of the day, the funnel is not effective. Okay. We've been doing this for quite some time and we know what works and what don't work. Okay. So, yeah, this is not something that you can just learn on YouTube, but it's something that you really need to plan things out. Every single action has a consequences towards it. Okay. So this is one example of another funnel that you can use. And there's another one. So this is also another one where this is what I call a lead magnet for funnel, where you come in, there's an offer, and then you need to apply for it. Once you apply, and then you need to book the calendar, and after there's confirmation. So guys, I can show you like hundreds of different type of funnels, but at the end of the day, the question right now is, if I'm on LinkedIn right now, how do I start? Correct or not? How do I start with something that is very easy, without me having to invest on additional platform or tool that can basically complicate the process? Okay. Now, what I also noticed that a lot of people, when they become more advanced, the more advanced they are, the more complicated the funnel can be. When the funnel become more complicated, then you need to use like a lot more tool. The potential for it to fall down and become a disaster also is there. Okay, so that's why I always like to tell students and also people who wants to start building up their funnel, do something that's very simple first. Okay, so one of the things that you can look into is your LinkedIn profile funnel, right? Guys, have your profile been updated or not? Very simple question. Have your profile been updated or not? Okay, now the question right now is, I want to ask you guys this one thing. What are some of the activities that you do right now that you can use to generate more traffic for people to be able to go to your profile. Think about that for a while. Have you actually been messaging people on WhatsApp, your current friends, right? Your mutual connections on Facebook, and actually inform them, hey guys, I'm now actually very active on LinkedIn. Have you guys been doing any of those? Right? Have you even put the link for your LinkedIn URL whenever you send email out to people? Have you done that? Do you guys share your LinkedIn profile on your WhatsApp as well? Okay, can people see that? You know, so what are some of the activities that you guys can do so that more people will be able to view your profile? These are very simple stuff to think about. Okay, because rather than thinking about some of the complicated stuff later on, the most simplest thing that you can do at this moment is to think about activities and method that you can use so that more people can go and visit your profile, right? And another question you need to ask is this: is your profile already been optimized? Okay, is the copywriting for your profile is already been done in such a way that when people read the about section, they want to connect with you? You know, that's the first thing you want to take a look into. Yeah. Second part that you guys can start with is your LinkedIn content. Okay, so you guys are doing content every day now. I know that's I know some of you are doing content, right? But have you considered method that you can use so that you will be able to get people to move from content that you create to your DM, and then from your DM, move them to having a meeting with you? Have you considered that before? What are the methods that you need to use to strategize that? Okay. I'm very sure all of you that is watching this tonight, right, have started to engage with people on LinkedIn as well. What are the method and strategy that you can use to move the engagement from other people's comment so that they will go into your DM, and from your DM, they got comfortable talking to you, and you can move them to a meeting, and from meeting, you can actually move them to closing, right? Have you done that before? Yeah. So that's what we call by content funnel. If you are just doing content and then you're not engaging them, that's a lost opportunity there. You penat do content, but then not converting. After 2 years, you will give up already. I'm serious. Then your content activity becomes worthless. You need to start to look into how do I move conversation from the content, go into the DM, from DM, go into qualifying them on DM, go into a discovery call, from a discovery call, go to a strategy call, from a strategy call, get them to close, right? There's a method for that. Okay, have you thought about that? Yeah. Lead magnet. Okay, this is something that we do a lot on LinkedIn. Like, for example, this live training session that I'm doing right now, I can turn this into a lead magnet. How do I turn it into a lead magnet? Tomorrow, I will take the recording of this lead magnet, I will edit it, and then at the same time, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the slides, I'm going to turn it into a workbook, and then I'm going to turn it into a one-pager where people can watch the training video and they can download a copy of this workbook so that they will be able to learn and it creates value for them. I turn it into one page. And then maybe 2 weeks from now, I'm just going to offer it to people and say, hey, you know what, guys? 2 weeks ago, I created a free training on how to create your own LinkedIn funnel. How many of you would like to have a copy of this? Okay. People will raise their hand. Okay. When they raise their hand, I will connect with them on DM and say, hey, you know what? Here you go. Take a look at this. Take a look at this profile. And when I give them that information, I can have a conversation with them. And when I have a conversation with them, I will move them from that conversation into a meeting. From a meeting, try to close them. That's how powerful lead magnet can be, guys. Right? Have you thought about creating an ebook where you can give an ebook away to people for free, and then they can opt in into your page, key in their name, key in their phone number, right? You got their details, and you can nurture them, and then after that, you can connect with them and move them into conversation again. Yeah. Are you guys seeing this so far? Okay. So this is another funnel that you can create on LinkedIn, a lead magnet funnel, creating a lead magnet. There's also a LinkedIn group that you can create. You guys can actually create a LinkedIn group that's designed for Malaysian insurance agent. Have you guys considered that before? I want to create a LinkedIn group that's designed for all insurance agents in Malaysia to come together and share their resources. Right? By creating a group, you create community and then you create content on that group. And when you create content on the group, people get to know you. And because you get to know you, they will be like, hey, you know what? No, I want to get to know you more, right? they will engage with you. From there, you move them into DM, move them from DM, move them into calls. Boom, bring them to closure. Okay. You guys can also create LinkedIn event. LinkedIn event is a great place way to do it, right? Do a 30-minute sharing session on LinkedIn. Create an event page for that. Start inviting all of your connections, right? For those who comes in, I will give you guys an access to a free ebook. Okay, once you get the free ebook, then after that you come and watch my live show. From that live show, what happened is that I will ask a question. Would you like to move the conversation into having a meeting with me? Boom, there you go. Have a meeting. Close the deal. Yeah. Have you ever considered to create a newsletter funnel on LinkedIn? That's another method to do it as well. Do an announcement on your LinkedIn page and say that, hey, you know what? I'm going to start sharing an article every 2 weeks on LinkedIn so that people will learn more about investing in real estate in UK. Fiona, because Fiona is here. Hi, Fiona. It's good to see you here. Okay. Have you ever considered doing that? And people start coming into the newsletter so that they can get updated about how to invest in UK. Right? Have you considered on coming up with a funnel where you can actually utilize the direct messaging on LinkedIn? How do I bring them from messaging all the way until having a meeting with you? So all of these LinkedIn funnels that I just share with you just now is some of the easiest funnel that you guys can start doing on LinkedIn right now. In fact, you don't even need to invest in anything extra. Don't need to do that. Okay. In fact, the biggest investment that you need right now is just a Google account. Okay? You can come up with a Google Sheet where you can just get people to fill up the information. Okay. Boom. From there, you can give them the details. In UK only? What do you mean in UK only, Louis? Can be yeah, for Fiona. Okay, just for your information, Fiona does real estate in UK. Yeah, newsletter is quite easy to put together. Exactly. Yeah. So these are just some of the example of the different type of funnels that you can consider to create on LinkedIn, right? And basically, for tonight, guys, basically that's it. These are just some of the things that you guys can consider when it comes to creating a LinkedIn funnel, right? And I hope that tonight's session has kind of like opened up your eyes in terms of how to create a funnel on LinkedIn, right? It can be a simple process, it can be a complicated process, but this is where we come in, right? So for those of you who have joined our session tonight, I hope that you have learned something from tonight's session. Let me know in the comment, let me know in the chat, what are some of the things that you've learned from tonight's session, okay? And Luis, if you missed the earlier session, don't worry about it. I'll send you a replay of the video tomorrow, okay? I know that you missed most of it. So yeah, for those of you who have joined us tonight, thank you so much for joining us, right? I hope that you have learned something from tonight. Let me know in the comment, what are some of the things that you've learned from tonight's session? What are some of the discovery that you have about funnel? And before I end the session tonight, here's my invitation to all of you who are considering to use LinkedIn as a platform that you want to use for you to be able to generate more leads, more sales for your business, right? So we usually run this free workshop every week. And a lot of the times whenever we share this information in this free workshop, there's only so much that we can teach, and there's only so much that we can share in that 1 hour. Okay. So my question right now is this going to be enough for you? Right? Perhaps not. And if you guys are those people who are action takers and you want to look into expanding your knowledge in building up your authority on the LinkedIn platform, and you feel that you're ready to have a conversation with us, here is my invitation to you, right? If you feel that you want to take your LinkedIn strategy to the next level, and if you feel that you are ready to move on so that you'll be able to generate more leads, more sales for your business by utilizing the LinkedIn platform, right? I would like to personally invite you to have like a one-on-one session with me where we can sit down for about 45 minutes to 1 hour and we can actually strategize and talk about what is possible for you, right? I would like to sit down with you to get to know you more. I would like to sit down with you to get to know some of the challenges that you're facing in regards to building your authority on LinkedIn. I would love to do that with you. And if this is something that you feel that you wanted to do with me, all you need to do is to type in the comment, I'm next. And what is going to happen is that in the next 24 hours, I will be sending you a personal message or DM either on LinkedIn or on the Facebook Messenger. And then we will sit down together to plan things out. No obligation. At the end of the day, we just a time for me to get to know you, to see if we are a right fit, right? And to see if you would be interested to look into the possibility of being a part of our community and being a part of a growing community that is now really utilizing LinkedIn as a place for them to be able to generate more leads and sales for their business. Okay. So if this is something for you, you would like to know more about what we do, you would like to know more about how you can implement all of this, let me know in the comment, let me know in the chat by typing I'm next, right? And then I will get in touch with you in the next 24 hours. Until then, thank you so much for joining tonight's session. And Evelyn, I will send you the information. Okay, don't worry, I'll send you a replay on this. Thank you so much to everyone who's joining the session. Until I see you again next week. Okay, have a good week. Thank you, guys. Bye.